And this guy took me under his arm one day, and 200 inmates, he says, anybody touches this, a punk kid, I kill you. So all of a sudden I was protected, and I was a part of the gang. And they called me Punk Kid, and I was proud of that name. And at the age of 17, in prison, from a 45-year-old white supremacist, neo-Nazi biker, I got my first hug. And there's something very wrong with that picture. They got out before I did, and they said, when you get out, come and see us at the clubhouse in Calgary. So I go to what do I do when I get out? I'm going to go with my family, people that accept me where I belong. They weren't violent to me. They didn't beat me up. Not like my dad or my uncle, kids in school. So I thought, you know, I'm going to go. And I went, and I walked in the Forest Line bar, and there was my dad. I call him my dad. You know, so my dad figure was there, and all these, you know, 3 or 4 bikers that were in the prison with me, you know, with doing time, and took me down to the weight pit, and I was pumping iron with them all. So these guys were there, and probably another 10 or 20 guys, and they're all at least 15 to 20 years older than me. So I was the punk kid, and they just pulled me right in. I had a family reunion. It was my 18th birthday, and I had a biker birthday party and initiation. So they got me really drunk. They bought me booze, they gave me money, everything. And I got drunk, and I passed out, and they all peed on me. And it was a biker's birthday in those days. And so I just kind of hung around. I had money. Everybody gave me birthday money. You know, here's $50 here, $50, you know, $20 for, and pretty soon I had a pocket full of money. I was still homeless. You know, just kind of went with the crowd, and they're partying at this house, and I crashed on that, you know, somebody's porch or somebody's couch or something in somebody's car, and that became my life. And so for the first few weeks of going out of prison, I was like partying. It was fun, and I was accepted. I was protected for the first time in my life. Then one day it all ended again. And it changed. Guy walks in, 35 years old, all tattooed up, big muscle building guy, and he starts mouthing off. And at first it was funny, and everybody's drinking and that, and he was mouthing off some more, mouthing off. Pretty soon it was like, whoa, somebody's gonna get hurt. And just as I'm gonna go for a walk, and when I come back, it'll all be over, because I didn't want to be around the violence. You know, I knew violence. I grew up with violence, but I thought I'd go away and I'd come back and it'd be fun again. But just as I was thinking that, my dad figure goes like this, like me to beat him up. I'd never even thrown a punch in my life, but I didn't realize something. This is really important. I watched violence on a daily basis as a child. I learned what there needed to be known about violence, how to survive. I didn't know that, because I'm busy being John Lennon, peace brother. Well, I got scared, and my dad wasn't in-your-face kind of fighter. He wasn't like, come on, you know, he wasn't a challenging kind of fighter. He was a sneaky fighter. He was a street fighter. He would walk by, and when you weren't looking, he'd take the side of your head off with a crowbar. And I didn't realize this, but I got up to walk out. But as I walked by this guy making fun of me, I grabbed him and bit his ear off. Well, that changed everything. He hit the floor and screaming, blood spraying in the air. You know, bodybuilding for 11 months with these bikers, I was big, and I pulled this guy out and kicked him, and he ran. I never punched him. I came and sat down, and my dad figure goes, waiter, whiskey for the man. And I went, wow, holy crap, who the hell was that guy that just did that, bit that guy's ear off? Who was that? Like, that was not me. And he plopped a pound of coke in my lap in a plastic bag, and he said, take a pull off of that. And I'm, okay, and I had to do it. Everybody's looking at me. And I was going to do some lines. He said, just stick your head in the bag. And I stuck my head in my bag, and I sucked in cocaine, enough to probably kill a horse. And I thought, oh my God, give me some more of that. And I was so high, and I was standing around, I was jumping, and I was entertaining these guys. I want to kill somebody, I want to kill somebody, I want to kill somebody. And they were all laughing. What I didn't realize is the cocaine took the lid off the hate demon pit, and the hate demons came out, and the sky was black. And I wanted to kill somebody. That was the beginning of my being a bully and my violence. I had no idea I had that much violence in me. And I became so violent that they made me the drug debt collector. And I collected drug debts. And I for a number of years, I snorted pounds and pounds of coke, drinking whiskey, and beating people with a pipe. That was my thing. And one day, it ended again. I overstepped boundaries and caused the police to start asking questions of the bikers, and bikers and police don't get along. I overdid something, and one of the executives in the club came to the bar in the middle of the day, which they never come in the middle of the day because they got legitimate jobs. And they gave me a little package of money, and they said, "Jimmy, disappear." And I just had to take the money, put it in my pocket, and walk out the door and not come back for a period of time until the heat got down. Anyways, 6 months or something. You know, I knew that if I didn't disappear, they would disappear me. So I walked out the door, and I went across the city and sat in a university pub that I didn't look like a university student. I had no teeth, scraggly beard, scraggly hair. I mean, I was still homeless. And a miracle happened. A woman in there saved my life. She said, "You look like you need detox." And by the end of that day, and I was just so beaten down and scared, and got no family left, and what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Panicking, I went with this person that she called. And by that night, I ended up in a drug and alcohol treatment facility in central Alberta. And I woke up the next morning going off to group therapy and this and that. And in that process, I would come back from the day of group therapy and films and whatever else. It's treatment. It's a drug and alcohol treatment facility. And I come back, and my pillow, by my pillow was an apple, orange, and a banana. And the bed was nicely made. And I didn't understand why someone was putting apple, orange in that, because it wasn't on anybody else's bed. And on the 4th day, in the evening, I had a drug and alcohol seizure, and I was pronounced dead. They ordered a body bag. And while I was dead, or in that near-death place, I realized something. You know, your life flashes before your eyes. Well, my life didn't flash before my eyes. Only a few things. I call them random acts of kindness by strangers. One was this apple, orange, and a banana, which I didn't trust. I thought somebody was going to come and take something from me. But there was just few times in my life as a kid that at grade 7, this kid stood up for me one time. This really popular kid came and said, "If you want to tease him, you're going to tease me." And the teasing stopped for a little while. My First Nations buds foster mom said, "Come in the house, I had something to eat." And she said, "I know it's not very good in your home, I wish I could adopt you." So there was these random acts of kindness by strangers. That's what went through my eyes, before my eyes, and I thought, maybe that's what love is. Maybe that's what love is. I don't know what love is. And why is somebody putting apples and oranges in my bed? And as soon as I said, I gotta find out who's putting those apples and oranges. And as soon as I found that out, I came back alive. And the doctor was looking at me, and she says, "Why are you still alive?" I said, "I had to find out who's putting those apples and oranges and banana on my bed." And she started to cry, and she said it was me, because I felt so sorry for you. You're 22 years old, you're a kid, you're a ruined, wrecked kid. How'd you get so wrecked? It's amazing your life.